Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. We're here with Riverside Resources, John-Mark Staude.
That's
Thank
right.
you for coming on the show.
Steve, thanks.
Yes, go ahead and this is your first time on the show. Go ahead and give us just a quick elevator speech, your background, and how you got into prospecting and being a prospect generator.
That's great. So I'm CEO of Riverside. I founded the company 17 years ago. Prior to that, I worked in major companies like BHP and Rio Tinto. I did a PhD in economic geology and a master's of mineral economics at Harvard University. So a lot of technical, a lot of experience. And then the last 17 years running this company, we've actually been able to generate a portfolio of royalties. We've been able to help develop 7 companies out of Riverside. And right now, Steve, this conference, we're talking about our 8th company, Blue Jay Gold, that's coming out of Riverside in Q1 and Q2. So super excited for Riverside, where we're going and the upside for 2025.
Okay, maybe for those that didn't attend the Prospect Generator Bootcamp, go ahead and tell us what a prospect generator is and basically the business model.
The business model is we go on a stake or acquire properties and then find partners to de-risk them and to develop them. As a project generator, you use your technical knowledge and use other people's capital partnering. So currently we're drilling with the Cecilia project with Fortuna Mining, for example. A project generator, we acquire the project, we work it up, then have the partner Fortuna Mining come fund the drilling, fund the exploration as they earn into the property. That's a project generator business model in action.
Okay, so you're a lot like Teo over at Monduro.
Exactly.
And basically, you gain the rights to the property. You have another company drill it out for you, and you are able to retain some of that value yourself. And you're essentially becoming an expert at spending other people's money.
Correct. And like Teo, she's done very well in Serbia. Ourselves, we've worked in Canada, the United States, and Mexico, and exactly right. So we have had over $84 million of partner funding on the portfolio that we own right now. And we've been able to put that portfolio together. And so right now, Riverside with 11 million market cap is a nicely valued company. Big upside, lots of spending by partners, and we own the properties.
Okay, so 84 million is what you've gathered?
Historically has been spent on the portfolio in the ground.
Okay, and that's over 17
years.
And you have 11 million market cap now. You've essentially gotten that for free.
Exactly. So it's really good. And we have over $4.5 million cash in the bank as well. So basically, we've been paid in cash and shares. We haven't had to do a major financing in 5 years.
Okay.
So as well. So we don't need to finance, no warrants, no overhang like that. It's a really good business model, but it really fits to that technical acumen, the technical focus, and then the partners doing the due diligence.
Yeah.
They have researched, they look, and then they have fully funded the work. That's wonderful for shareholders to realize that those properties are good enough for other people's money to come and de-risk the properties that you as a shareholder would own.
Okay, so 11 million market cap. You said 4 million cash?
Yes.
And debt?
Zero.
Okay. You kind of glossed over it, but go into your experience with BHP and with Rio. Did you also work for Tech?
I did,
Okay.
done your research. That's great.
Yeah, go into that. I don't want this to be.
It was really fun. So over a decade of working in the major companies, first with Rio Tinto and Kennecott, we did drilling and exploration and found a nice gold project. Part of that discovery is now called Alamos Gold. Great company, the Mulatos deposit. I was lucky enough to be part of the team in exploration. Secondly, working at BHP. We had a great team. It was a lot of fun to work. The exploration at projects like Resolution and Oyu Tolgoi in Mongolia. I was part of the exploration company, and that was a lot of fun to work there, travel in many different countries. And at Tech, it was great to work with Alex Christopher and Fred Daly and the team of people there at Tech Resources and Tech Kaminko, and it was excellent to do exploration. So I was able to work in those teams over the period of 12 years, was great, and then founded Riverside 17 years ago, and that's where we are today.
And that's where you struck out on your own.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so go into a little bit more about who owns your company, how much do you own, any vested partners?
Totally. So basically, we have 75 million shares complete as a company, no warrants outstanding. We have about 40% European shareholder base. Now, those are people that have bought in the market, that have owned the company, and it's really great. A lot of Swiss and German ownership. Ourselves as managed, we have about 10% of the company, and that's good. Again, we've bought in the stock. We've always never sold a share. So that's really good. We have about 12% North American, particularly United States, small investment funds and family offices. And then we have about 28 or 30% general retail investors as well. So general retail, both in Europe as well as in the United States, and some in Canada, that kind of make out the 100% pie of the ownership of Riverside.
Okay. All right. So available to retail is 3 out of 10 shares.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Limit orders only. What scalability? Being a prospect generator, you're not confined to geography. You can go anywhere on the planet. Where are you going next?
So we're currently have been working in Mexico, and we expanded into Canada, particularly in Ontario. And that Ontario is now being spun out as Blue Jay Gold. Where we're going next is Nevada and in the Great Basin in the United States.
Okay.
We've actually worked there, and I come from the United States. I'm both a U.S. citizen and a Canadian citizen, and we have worked a lot in the United States. And so now we see we can actually take advantage of some of the databases and knowledge that we have there. We've been in the last 2 years also working in British Columbia. We've added rare earth elements and gold projects, and those are some of the news releases that we have coming in the next 3 months will be around those. So we've diversified from a core of Mexico over the last 5 years, and particularly in the last 2 years, into these additional jurisdictions.
Okay. Well, Nevada and British Columbia are pretty high on the Fraser list.
Exactly. Well, we like that, and Mexico has fallen on the Fraser list. And so as it has, we have sold the different assets. We've retained royalties on all those, and we've been able to progress those projects with partners.
Okay. Any cash flow coming in from royalties?
Yeah, generally we make about $500,000 a year to even $1 million a year of different types of income. Not necessarily from producing royalties, but from advanced royalty payments, from other option payments, and from also working during the operationalness. We often have a 10% fee on the work that we do. So from that, we've been able to generally make about $1 million a year each year, but we do spend about $2 million in as a corporation. So overall, about a $1 million burn rate. Having now in the bank over $4.5 million in the bank will give us at least another 4 years of run room.
Okay. Haven't raised or haven't diluted in 5 years.
Correct.
So what you're doing,
That's right.
working.
Yes.
Let's see. What's the biggest unanswered question of Riverside? What's your
2 of them actually? One of them is when will we get this Blue Jay Gold out the door? Okay, and so we're working on it now. We say definitely in the first half of this year. And so we'll have in the next 3 to 5 weeks a news release where we actually filed the documents for that. So that's great. And so if we can do that, that really unlocks the value. So then the unanswered question becomes, where's the discovery in that? And so it's great. So basically, we're ready to go. We're drilling in the second half of the year, and that would be wonderful for shareholders. So do we have a large discovery there in the Blue Jay assets? Wonderful for us as owners and Riverside, unlocking that value. So we're really set up well for that unanswered question. And the funding that's going to be part of that would be the funding of the Blue Jay spinout that is not on Riverside balance sheet. So Riverside gets a free ride. So it's a great time to own Riverside and to buy more Riverside right now.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you very much, John. This was Keezer. If the viewers want to follow Riverside and get in touch with you, how can they do so?
We'd love that. Come to our website. That's rivres.com. Give us a call at 604-338-7742. Love to talk to them, or to the direct number of 778-327-6671.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is the correct answer. The buck stops with John. John, thank you again.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And thank you for tuning in. Be sure to support the show and share this with anyone that you think needs to hear it. It's probably your buddy that can't stop talking about tech stocks. You have yourself a great rest of the day, and we will talk to you next time.